This brings us on to another evolution away from the traditional antivirus products, and that is EDR, or Endpoint Detection and Response. As part of the rebirth of endpoint protection and AV, there is a new generation of technologies that emphasize detection and response more than prevention. The prevailing theory is that all attacks cannot be prevented all the time, which is obvious, certainly can't be done at the moment anyway. We cannot prevent all attacks all the time. We have to assume some will get through. So, if we can't prevent all of them, then we need to detect the attack so that we can respond to it, we can isolate it, we can mitigate the damage and recover from that attack. Preferably automatic recovery if we can, with minimal damage or no damage at all. EDR products, endpoint detection and response products, are focused on gathering forensic data from the endpoints, such as data changes to files and data changes to the registry, network connection information, process information, and configuration changes, that sort of forensic data. But what do they then do with that data? Do we really need these EDRs? Well, okay, let me explain. Another key point about endpoint protection that I probably don't mention enough is that malware is only a small percentage of the attack types that endpoint protection needs to defend against. Threats like credential thefts, where people just steal the username and password, or you've got default usernames and passwords, and hackers, and so on, endpoint protection needs to be able to deal with these sorts of attacks as well, not just malware. Traditional AV, and even next generation AV, is concerned primarily with malware. Most professional pen testers and professional hackers don't use malware at all. They mostly use administrative tools and system tools. If you were to look at a hacker or pen tester's toolbox, you'll see mostly a very loose, dynamic collection of cobbled together tools that were cobbled together quickly, spun up quickly to solve a specific problem for a specific target or job that they were doing. It is not a collection of malware. So hackers and targeted attacks definitely will not be caught by traditional methods, as they don't even use malware. The EDR products have the benefit of possibly solving this issue of finding these other threats, because the data collected by the EDR can be used to detect attacks that don't use malware, like attacks from hackers using admin tools. Threats that don't use malware will become increasingly important as next generation AV technology improves and succeeds in stopping most malware. And then where next generation AV fails, EDR will be the next line of defense to detect the threat so that it can be stopped or mitigated. So our next generation EPP should be capable, often through something called machine learning or artificial intelligence, to identify not malware, but IOCs, indicators of compromise, sometimes called IOAs, indicators of attack. The EDR market is growing fast, with nearly 30 vendors, and many security vendors have expressed interest in developing EDR type tools. A list of some of the current vendors in the market you can see here. This is a fast moving market. When you see this lecture, some of these players may have gone. Some of them may have bought out other ones. But these are the current players. The most significant difference between next generation AV and EDR, endpoint detection and response, is that EDR products generally require a lot of tuning, monitoring, and management, making them more of an enterprise, a business tool, than a tool suitable for a home user. These EDR tools will require knowledge to know how to use them, how to understand them, how to interpret them, and respond to the data so you can then mitigate the issues, which is their disadvantage. Next generation AV going forward should start to be able to prevent the majority of malware with a little tuning required here and there, making it suitable for home users. Companies should adopt NGAV first and then EDR. That would be the right strategic approach, because EDR requires more manpower. EDR is most commonly used to catch targeted and customized malware attacks that make it past other preventative controls. They are used for threat hunting and, as the name suggests, are more effective at detection than they are prevention. EDR is not a replacement for other endpoint security tools. It is often a detection and visibility complement to other tools providing endpoint security capabilities. Endpoint detection and response tools enable endpoint visibility, improve your ability to detect malicious activities, and simplify security incident response. As you might imagine, there is a lot of confusion around endpoint security technologies. As we've gone through this course and as we go through this course, you can see all of the mix of all these different technologies together, which means that EDR tools are compared with products that are delivering completely different capabilities, such as an EPP suite or isolation or anti-exploitation products. Comparing those with EDR just isn't a fair comparison. We will be discussing anti-exploitation tools shortly. The big EPP players are entering into the EDR market now, so we'll see how things go, where consolidation occurs, where buyouts occur. EDR is another added layer in the defense in-depth approach, suitable more for enterprises and where you have resources capable of responding to that data that it produces.